everyone, in this video we will present the new features of the new version of SCADA Pro 26. Throughout this presentation we will explore the most significant new features of this release, which expand the software's modeling, analysis, design, and drawing production capabilities, providing even greater flexibility and automation for structural and civil engineering workflows. Let's begin now with the new capability to export steel frame sections as 2D DWG drawings. This new feature simplifies further processing, exchange, and documentation of drawings within CAD environments. Once the structural model has been completed, navigate from the basic menu to the level management. Next, define the level from which the frame sections will be exported. For sections along the Z-axis, create levels on the XY plane, while for sections along the x-axis, create levels on the ZY plane. After defining the required levels, we then click OK. Then, click the SCADA icon located in the top left corner of the screen and select the Export Plane command. Once the export process is completed, the software automatically creates a new folder named DWG Plane within the project. This folder contains all the selected two-dimensional frame sections in DWG format ready to be opened in any CAD application for further editing or project documentation. For example, if we open the files in the program, the YX plane, we import this file. For the ZX plane, we can import a file that looks like this. And finally, for the ZY plane, we can import a file that looks like this. Continue with a new feature that extends the load calculation capabilities for specialized steel structures, specifically open canopies. The new version introduces the ability to calculate wind loads for open canopies, further expanding the analysis capabilities for specialized steel structures. After defining the structural model, navigate to the Wind and Snow Loads tab to define and edit the loading surfaces. When inserting a roof, you will notice that a new canopy option has been added. By enabling this option, you can specify the shielding coefficient phi, which represents the degree to which the canopy is enclosed around its perimeter. Based on the specified coefficient, the software automatically calculates the corresponding wind loads in accordance with the provisions of the design code. Finally, through the Load View tools, you can review the load distribution applied to the model and verify that the calculations have been performed correctly. We now move on to another important enhancement for steel structures, covering both the modeling and design of built-up steel sections. In SCADA Pro 26, L and U sections have been added to the library of standard steel profiles available for beams and columns, expanding the available modeling options for steel structures. Once inserting a steel beam or column, these new section types are now available directly from the standard profile selection list and can be used just like any other steel section within the software. In addition, SCADA Pro 26 now supports buckling members input for L and W built-up sections, significantly extending the steel member design capabilities. Once the analysis and design process have been completed, the buckling members input is performed automatically and the results are displayed in the corresponding design windows exactly as for all other steel sections. With these additions, SCADA Pro 26 provides greater flexibility for engineers working with L and W built-up steel sections, both during modeling and structural design. Of the program includes the integration of a new module, SCADA Pro BIM. This module enables bidirectional communication between SCADA Pro and architectural BIM design software through IFC files. Let's now explore together the key features and benefit it provides. Using the BIM technology, SCADA Pro can exchange data with applications such as Autodesk Revit and ArcLine XP, enabling efficient collaboration between architects and structural engineers. IFC files contain all the necessary building information, including the geometry and physical properties of structural elements, ensuring the reliable transfer of the model between different software applications. When an IFC file is imported into SCADA Pro, the software automatically recognizes the main structural elements of the project, including columns, beams, foundation elements, where supported, the corresponding structural loads. Likewise, any modifications made to the structural model can be exported back to IFC format, keeping the project synchronized across all collaborating software platforms. For example, while opening any viewer, we can see the IFC file which has been exported from SCADA Pro in the SCADA Pro BIM. This can significantly reduce manual data entry, minimize the risk of data transfer errors, and also improve coordination between the different disciplines involved in the project. We continue with our presentation with a new feature for timber structures, specifically the automatic generation of timber connection drawings. This new feature enables the automatic export of detailed timber connection drawings, facilitating the production of fabrication drawings and the documentation of timber structure designs. Once the modeling, analysis, and design of the timber structures have been completed, the software provides the option to export the connection drawings, allowing them to be used either as part of the project documentation or either as the basis of the assembly. As a result, the drawing production process becomes faster, requires less manual interventions, and ensures greater consistency between the engineering design and the final documentation. We continue with another important feature of SCADA Pro 26, introducing masonry infill verification according to the Greek Code of Renovations, using force-based checks. With the new version, the software supports the verification of masonry infills in accordance with the Greek Code of Renovations using force-based verification procedures. This new capability enables structural engineers to evaluate the behavior of infill wall based on the internal forces developed during the structural analysis in accordance with the provisions of the Greek Code of Renovations, which is also known as Canopies. Once the structural analysis has been completed, the relevant verification checks are performed automatically, and the results are immediately available through the corresponding verification windows of the software, facilitating the assessment of infill wall adequacy. This new functionality represents a significant enhancement of the assessment and strengthening design of existing buildings, providing a more comprehensive and reliable verification procedures in accordance with the requirements of the Greek Code of Renovations. Let's now look at another new feature of SCADA Pro 26, which significantly enhances the presentation of reinforced concrete column details and reinforced concrete jacketed column details. In the new version, the presentation of reinforced concrete column details has been upgraded, providing a clearer graphical representation, improved organization of information, and greater readability of the generated drawings. At the same time, the display of reinforced concrete jacketed column details has also been enhanced, offering a more comprehensive and legible presentation of all the information required for structural documentation and construction. These improvements contribute to the production of further complete construction drawings, reduce review time, and facilitate both the design process and on-site implementation. Once the column design has been completed, the updated reinforcement details are automatically available within the program's drawing production environment without requiring any additional action from the user. With these enhancements, SCADA Pro 26 delivers an even higher quality and more comprehensive technical documentation for reinforced concrete structural designs. In this section, we present another new feature of SCADA Pro 26, introducing the flexible arrangement of beam information in formwork drawings. The new version includes an additional option within the formwork drawing parameters, allowing users to define how beam information is displayed. Through the formwork drawing settings, users can now customize the layout of beam information on construction drawings, adapting its presentation to the specific requirements of each structural project. This new capability provides greater flexibility in drawing production, improves the readability of beam information, and also contributes to the creation of a more organized and easier to read formwork for the drawings. With these new features, SCADA Pro 26 continues to evolve, offering increased automation, greater flexibility in structural modeling, and more comprehensive tools for engineering design and drawing production. Thank you for watching this presentation. For further technical guidance, clarification, or support, the ACELAS team is always available to support you. To explore all the new features of SCADA Pro 26, you can download the free version of the software or contact the ACELAS team for additional information.